Hi guys, welcome to CoCo Budgets. Today's video I will be setting up my budget categories for 2022. So let's get started. I printed this sheet from the Budget Mum. It's part of her free resources. So if you check out her website, you'll be able to get some free resources for your budget and financial journey. I've already filled out my categories and I'm going to go through the categories and also color code them as well, just to make it more visually appealing. So let's get started. So we start off with, my first category is my savings category. And for savings, I've put sinking funds because I definitely want to make sure that I have money for sinking funds every month. Savings challenges, which I'm going to do a separate video about hopefully later this week or next week, but I'm going to go into more detail about what saving challenges I'll be doing in the year 2022. And then at the bottom here I've put emergency for emergency fund, which I will also talk about in my next video. So that's my savings budget. In perhaps the next video or the one after, I'll be a bit more specific about how much I'm aiming to save or how much money I'm going to put aside for each of my categories. But for the time being, I'm just going to run through my different categories. Okay, and I'm going to choose my color. Okay, savings. Let me not be too indecisive. Purple. Okay, I'll just speed up this part of the video. Okay. Okay. Now, my second category is, I've called it UK. Oops, can you guys see? Yeah, I've called it UK. And that's basically all of the expenses and bills that I have to pay for the UK. So just a quick background about me. I am from the UK. I currently live in Dubai. I work in Dubai as well. So yeah, basically throughout my journey you'll see that I budget for both the UK and for the UAE. That's because I do have some things I have to take care of back home, which I'll talk about maybe in another video. And I also have to budget for here because this is where I'm based for the moment. Yeah, so I've just put all, and yeah, basically it just covers everything I have to pay for back home. I'll also talk about my income when I do my February budget video, when I set up my budget for February. I'll talk a bit about my income because I earn in both the UAE and I also earn in the UK, so I'll show you how I am able to save and budget for both the UK and the UAE. And colour, let's do yellow. No, we'll do green. No, we'll do yellow. Okay, so do yellow. Okay, moving on, we have car. So anything I talk about now will more or less be for the UAE. So I obviously drive out here in the UAE. I have a car that I pay for monthly. I don't pay for it with the aim of owning it because I suppose when I first came out here I didn't know how long I was going to stay, and I just find it convenient to just pay monthly and know that everything's covered, really. I don't want to buy a car. I don't feel like it's a necessity to actually buy one, especially if I'm not planning to be here for the long term. So yeah, the way I do it now is fine for me. Along with car payment, along with car payment, we have fuel, so obviously paying for petrol, and then other will be things like car wash, or if, like, for example, I'm due to change my car soon and I want to put tints on my new car. So just those sorts of expenses there, just making sure that I have some sort of budget for that. Yeah, but that's car, which I'll do red. Okay. All right. Okay. Moving on, we have social. So for social, that is basically anything that I want to do that is fun. So I've put fun, so that could be going to brunches, meeting up with the girls, doing some sort of activity. And then I've also put date night. So this is something a bit new for both me and my partner. Normally when we go out, we just use whatever money we have, but I want to start putting money aside for date nights, and I might even show me stuffing his money into the date nights folder as well, because I mentioned it to him and he was fine with it. So that's something as well that I want to perhaps add into 2022 date nights. I mean, we'll see how it works. If it works, fine. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. But the social category is for anything where I'm socializing with other people. Okay, and I'll do orange for that one. Right, moving on, so we're going to go down to the next row. I have a budget for household. For me, household includes food and furniture. So food shopping and any bits I want to buy for the house. So like I need a few bits for the living room and the bedroom at the minute. So anything like that will come under the household category. For food, it's split with both me and my partner. So you, like I said, for date nights, you'll probably see that I budget some of his money as well into the household category. Yes, we'll do blue. Okay. Okay. Then we have personal. Personal is basically anything for me. So that will include hair, beauty maintenance, so like pedicures, manicures, waxing. I also do laser from time to time, so laser treatment. And then I've put other, which would basically just be like if I wanted to buy myself something. That could be clothes, it could be like a gadget or something like that. That comes under personal, which I was stuffing for last year, and I want to definitely continue with that. So I'm going to do pink for me. Okay. Moving on, we have business. So I do have a business, a registered business out here in the UAE. When I say registered, I stress that because it comes with a business license, which requires a renewal and things like that. So that is definitely something that I need to stuff for. It is a hefty bill that comes mid-year. So I definitely need to make sure I'm on top for that, and that is a priority so that I'm not stuck with a hefty bill mid-year. So like I said, license, my business license, which will need a renewal mid-year, and then I put other. So I'm changing the way my business runs at the minute, but I did have like a Shopify account and things like that, but I've taken it down because I'm trying to just change a few things and change the way I operate slightly. But at some point I'll probably need to put the website back up, so just covering those expenses there, that will come under business. But to be honest, the priority is the license at the minute because it's very technical out here. It can be technical out here in the UAE. So for business, I'm actually going to do brown. Okay. All right. A few more to go. Now I've put debt here. I didn't really want to put this one down because I'm not somebody that has debt, and when I do get anything that I owe, I normally pay it off in bulk straight away, but I don't know if that's always been the best way to handle things. In this case, I do have a credit card that I just need to clear, which it's almost clear, but I do just need to pay the remaining balance, which I think should be cleared by about what are we in, January, February, March, maybe about end of Feb, March, hopefully. Don't quote me on that, but hopefully it should be cleared by then. And then I've put tabby. So I did buy, I bought something and I used tabby, which is basically where you break your payments down into 4 monthly payments. So I've got 2 or 3 more payments to make, and they're very small payments. So this is why I might just clear in one go, because I don't really like having this category here. It's, to me, it's unnecessary. I've not included my student finance or anything like that, because that is something that I'll talk about in another video, how I plan to tackle the student finance debt. And it's not a lingering debt, if you get what I mean. If you're from the UK, you'll understand what I mean by the student finance debt. It's not a lingering debt like perhaps these ones are. But yeah, so this category probably won't last very long, if I'm honest. Let's do green. Okay, last three. Now, these three here, I won't go into put these three categories only because they're not necessities in my opinion. These are probably the categories, in particular these two are the categories that I'll probably stuff when I get that excess of money. So if I get like a big order as part of my business, then I'll probably put some of the excess into here and here, vice versa. Like if I get like just a big extra lump sum of money, then I'll probably put it in here, but I'll just put it here just so that I'm aware of what I'm aiming for in 2022, whether it's important now or not. So first one is travel. So this is obviously just covering going on holiday and vacations and also flights. So if I, for example, needed to fly back to the UK for whatever reason, knowing that I just have some money there makes it a lot easier than just having to find the money last minute, especially if it's a last minute flight you need to take. Yeah, so there's that. Which colour have I not used yet? I'll do a light green. No, pink. I do pink. A light pink. Okay. There we go. Next one, like I said, gifts. I'm not really a gift giver, you know, which sounds awful, but I'm trying to become somebody that gives gifts. So yeah, gifts, and this is just all gifts. Birthdays, celebrations, things like that. So this one will get the light green. Okay. Last but not least, medical. Now, medical, you have to have medical insurance out here in the UAE. It's not like the UK where you can just go and use the NHS or anything like that. You have to have medical insurance. And yeah, so last one, which colour have I not used? I've used these ones. I've not used the dark blue. And I can't use black. Yeah, I'll go with dark blue. Okay, and there we go. These are my budget categories for this year. Now I'm gonna go and do something a bit extra now. I'm actually going to, I think it's for my own reference more than anything, I'm gonna just make note whether they are sinking fund categories or cash envelope. So sinking funds, obviously you're saving in advance. If you're not sure what sinking funds are, I'm sure if you just do a quick YouTube search, you'll find some videos that explain it in more detail. But sinking funds obviously give you a lot more, you're planning in advance for that particular bill or debt that's going to come up. Cash envelopes, for me, in my opinion, cash envelopes are what you use on a daily or weekly basis. And I'm just going to do that just so I can know what I'm doing when it comes to setting up my budget for February. Okay, so I'm just going to go through this quickly. I'm just going to write SF equals sinking. Let's see if you guys can see. SF equals sinking funds. And then cash envelope CE equals cash envelopes. Okay, so obviously over here, I'm going to ignore sinking funds. Emergency will be SF. Savings challenge will be SF. UK will be, I'm going to leave that one. I'll explain why and in another video perhaps. Car payment will be, fuel will be CE. Other, so that car washing and things like that will be SF. Car payment, I'll explain that one in another video at the end of this one. Fun will be SF. Date nights, SF. Food, CE. Furniture, SF. Hair, beauty, maintenance, all of this really will be SF. Business will be SF. Credit card and all of these things will be, I'm going to leave that one as well. Flights, holidays, SF. Then we have gifts, SF, medical, SF. Now the reason I've done this is because I need to know what's going to be a sinking fund, what's going to be a cash envelope, and that will help me when it comes to physically setting up my budget. For UK debt, and yeah, for UK and debt, these are going to be cashless. So I'm not even going to hold any cash for a sinking fund, and I'm not going to hold anything in a cash envelope. So I'm just going to write here, cashless. So I'll just transfer the money straight over for these, as opposed to withdrawing it just to put it back in. Right, and let me zoom out a bit. This is what we have. Oops, the other way. This is what we have for my budget categories, which I'm very proud of at the minute. I was thinking I might just keep this in my diary. So this diary I literally take everywhere, like everywhere. It runs from, ignore this, it's just notes, but it runs from July 2021 all the way around to December 22. So it helps me stay accountable for all the things I need to do, and I just color code everything that I need to do, highlighters and things like that. But in the back, behind the contacts page, there is a note section, which I actually don't use. So what I might do is trim this down using my trimmer. So trim this down and then just stick it in here. I think that would be good. I don't have any glue, but yeah. So I'll trim this down, get this stuck in here, and I can always refer back to it. And then I think I'll put like my savings challenges in here as well. So then I can just take it with me wherever I go. Okay, so I'm going to end the video there. I've done my budget categories. In the next video, I'll go through my savings challenges, my financial goals, and then I'll do a separate video on my February monthly budget setup. I've not done a January one, but I'll explain in the next video why I haven't done one for January. But thank you so much for watching the video. Please comment down below if you've got similar budget categories or something different. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.